If you're buying a coffee machine for your business, the process sounds pretty simple until you start doing your research. Suddenly you're faced with hundreds of options with different price tags that range from a few £100s to tens of thousands, with industry jargon and different types of machines that you don't understand. Buying a coffee machine is not as simple of a process as it might sound. So in this video, we're going to talk about the different types of coffee machines available to you, some of the key things that you need to think about when making your decision, and we've also got a free book for you to download to help you on your journey to making that perfect decision for your business. So before we get started, make sure to check out the first link in the description of this video. That will take you to our complete coffee machine buyer's guide, which will go through everything that we're talking about today in much more detail. It's completely free to download, so check out that first link down below. So what are the different types of machines that you could buy? When you think of a coffee machine, you probably first and foremost think of an espresso machine. This is the kind of machine that sits in a cafe that's very manual, and a barista will use this to create really high quality drinks. If you have well-trained staff and you're looking for that little bit of flair and barista interaction, then an espresso machine is the perfect option for you. The other type that you might already know about is a bean-to-cup machine. Now this is a coffee machine that has a screen, and instead of dialing in recipes and making everything a manual process, bean-to-cup machines make it really easy. Typically, you just tap the type of drink that you want on the screen, place that cup underneath, and the coffee will be produced for you. There's a new category of machines that have recently come out as well called super automatics. And these are premium high-end machines that are essentially a combination of those first two. They take the ease of use, the speed and simplicity of a bean-to-cup machine, and they combine it with the coffee quality and barista level of service that you can get from an espresso machine. And then the fourth type of machine is a filter coffee brewer. So whereas those other three typically make a shorter espresso style of coffee, a filter coffee machine makes a larger black coffee that's brewed over a few minutes. And these are great for producing large amounts of coffee that you can dispense really quickly for events or in conference rooms or at a hotel breakfast, for example. So now that you know the types of machines, why might you choose one over the other? Well, there are 8 things that you really need to take into account. And again, we'll go into much more detail in that ebook, so check that out in the description. And firstly is the type of service that you're going to offer with your coffee machine. So there's no one size fits all. A espresso machine might be best for a cafe, whereas a bean-to-cup machine might be better for a hotel or an office environment, for example, in the kitchen. The type of interaction that your staff or your customers are going to have with your machine really play a huge role. So are your customers going to help themselves bring their own cup and dispense that coffee? Are they paying for that drink, or are they getting it free of charge? Do you have staff that are going to prepare that drink for them? And are those staff well trained as well? Could they manage an espresso machine that's a very manual process, but could ultimately give you higher quality coffee? You then need to also think about how many drinks that machine is going to be preparing. Typically, if you're serving a larger number of drinks, you'll need to invest more into the quality of your machine. High volume cafes that are in high footfall areas, like next to a train station, for example, might be serving anywhere from 500 to 1,000 coffees per day. So you'll need to invest in equipment that can really keep up there. Knowing exactly how many drinks you'll need to serve every day can be difficult. So definitely get in touch with your coffee supplier and see what they might recommend for the type of location and service environment that you need. Related to that is your speed of service as well. How quickly do you need to be able to serve coffee? If you need to serve a large number of people with coffees all at the same time, you might be well suited by a filter coffee machine that can dispense a large volume of drinks really quickly because the coffee's already been made beforehand. Espresso machines and super automatic machines normally take around 30 seconds to brew a coffee, but the kind of machine you go for can also impact the number of drinks that you can serve at the same time. So speed of service is definitely a big factor to take into account when deciding on the type of machine and the level of quality that you go for. The third thing to take into account is your budget and how you allocate the spend on your coffee program. So do you have the budget to go for one machine that is all singing, all dancing, and could give you absolutely everything you need? Or are you a little bit more constrained and you need to be a little bit smarter in your decision? Your budget is probably also going to have an impact on how you buy your machine. So typically you can either buy your machine up front or you can spread the cost over time with a lease. Most of our customers are buying machines over a 3 or 5 year period and contributing on a weekly or monthly basis. Your lifetime costs are also something to take into account, not just the amount that you spend on the machine, but also things like service call-outs, repairs, and cleaning and maintenance as well. So make sure you find out from your supplier or a local engineer how much it's going to cost to take care of your machine over time. Every kind of machine requires some level of cleaning, but some more than others. Bean to cup machines that are steaming the milk for you really require a huge amount of care when it comes to cleaning and daily maintenance. If you're not looking after your machine and spending that little bit of time to clean it at the end of every day, you might run into further issues and costs when it comes to breakdowns and getting an engineer to come and fix your machine. Machines also need regular maintenance on top of their daily cleaning as well. So our engineers are going out to our customers' sites every 6 months to make sure all of those parts that could wear down over time are regularly replaced before they break, and to make sure that all of your boilers are nicely inspected to make sure there aren't any unforeseen issues that could come up, causing you to stop your service and having to pay for that engineer. Water treatment is also one small thing to take into account. In some areas, the water that is going into your coffee machine straight from the tap might be very hard water, and that leads to limescale and buildup inside the machine that could cause issues. But it also means your coffee just might not be tasting as well as it could. Power requirements is also a key thing to take into account. Different machines require different levels of power consumption. So making sure that the power that you're able to plug your machine into is fitting the machine properly so you don't come into any issues there or need to install any new kind of power supply. And then the final point is on staffing considerations. So who is going to be using this machine and who's going to be looking after it as well. Different types of machines can be used by different types of people. So there are some intuitive bean to cup machines that people can use to help themselves to a coffee. But then you also need to think about who is in charge of turning on the machine, cleaning it and turning it off at the end of the day. Whereas other machines like espresso machines really require someone that knows what they're doing to be operating that machine from open until close. Thinking about the kind of staff that you have on hand and what kind of commitment they'll have with the coffee really is a key indicator in what type of machine you need to buy. So that's just a quick explainer on how to buy the right coffee machine for your business. We go into a lot more detail in our machine buying guide, so make sure to download that at the first link in the description for free. If you're currently thinking about buying a new coffee machine for your business, or you just want a little bit of advice, then check out our website at bridgecoffeeroasters.co.uk, or feel free to get in touch with any questions that you might have. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.